In the spring of 1974, I was living in Brookline, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston. My friend Lee brought home a record one day. It was Bruce Springsteen and E Street Band's second album, The Wild, the Innocent, and E Street Shuffle. And he said, "You gotta check this guy out. I hear he's pretty good." Well, Bruce had been playing locally in some of the bars over in Cambridge, and we decided to go see him over at Charlie's place. I remember coming to the bar and noticing how crowded it was. We were all crammed into a small wooden booth. There were actually 6 of us there. And I remember this individual sitting across from us asked me, had we ever heard him before? And I said, no. He says, well, you're going to be amazed. Well, that night, I heard some of the most incredible rock and roll I'd ever heard in my life. For 3 hours, Bruce and the band jammed in a corner of the bar, played some of the most soulful, funky, greatest, rock-infused R&B I'd ever heard. I was so excited about the band that next day I called my friend Ira Gold, who with his friend Jeff Hirsch were local concert promoters. I was their photographer. I said, Ira, you got to book this guy. If anything else, I got to hear him again. Well, Ira came over to my apartment. I played him some of Bruce's records. He thought he was pretty good and borrowed them so Jeff could hear them. And then he and Jeff went down to Charlie's place themselves to go hear Bruce play, and after the set, offered Bruce the opportunity to open up for a concert they were producing with Bonnie Raitt. Now, they hadn't planned on having an opening act at that point, but they offered Bruce $250 a set to open up for Bonnie. And he took the gig. Well, I arrived during the afternoon during sound check, and while they rehearsed, I took some shots casually roaming around the stage. And during the first set, I planted myself down in front. Now, Bruce had a story for every song, and he used his hat as a punctuation mark for every tale he told. During the second set, I decided that I wanted to take a break and watch some of the show myself. So I sat down on some drum cases in the wings on the edge of the stage, and just as I was sitting down, I noticed the band members come up, start to walk over to the side, Bruce following them, and then he sat down by the piano by himself, and he went into the most soulful rendition of his song For You. There he was, 3 feet away from me. I reloaded my camera, started firing the shots, and it was as if the shots were composing themselves in the viewfinder. I knew that what I was experiencing was something amazing. For me, that moment, that shot, that evening was historic. Also in the evening was a reporter writing a review of the concert for the Real paper. His name was John Landau, and this is what John wrote. Tonight, there is someone I can write of the way I used to write, without reservations of any kind. Last Thursday at the Harvard Square Theater, I saw a rock and roll past flash before my eyes. And I saw something else. I saw a rock and roll future, and his name is Bruce Springsteen. It was quite a night.